Good evening and welcome to the Post Cafe, where the art of conversation comes alive. Highlighting a new era of the Post Cafe where artistic voices comes alive. As we welcome everyone into and across the threshold of a new beginning, we will honor the voices and faces on our second anniversary. Today's stories will mark a new chapter on the billboard for artists, writers, singers, poets, painters, and crafters. Many with gifted talent, sharing stories of yesterday, today, and stories untold, poetically speaking. Welcome to the Post Cafe with Ron C. McCray and Terry Benjamin. We will continue on our journey into a new romance novel of relationship, with music as the lip. Of the soul and the rhythm moving the body from side to side, leaving only memories for our audience as we move forward into today's show. So, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Now, let's get into our show and listen to the voices of the shadows wind blows, poetically speaking.
Let's get started. If it is Thursday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. is Poetically Speaking with yours truly, Terry Benjamin, and my brother here, Ronald C. McCray. Today's agenda, cultivate the garden of your mind. I want you to think of your mind as a garden and the different things growing in that garden, things that you know need water and some need minerals and some need vitamins. And the same thing with your mind. And again, we want you to think holistically, okay? It's the mind, the body, and the spirit. But the mind is so important because the mind and the body work together, and the spirit is what gives the fuel for our living. Today, our engineer is Brother Jeff, and we welcome you to take this ride with us. Quote of the day: prioritize your mental and physical well-being, wherever through exercise, therapy, or meditation, whatever brings you peace and a healthy mind. And this is from Jennifer Jones, author of a book entitled Becoming Spectacular, The Rhythm and Resilience from the First African-American Rockette. And this book was published last year, but it's a very inspiring story about how this young lady rose to this great accomplishment. Before I get too far ahead of myself, I want to make sure we put our people in the VIP lounge. And so today, in the VIP lounge, we have Dennis Woodyard, Sylvia Carter, Roshona Bennett, Connie Red, Quanae Pie Lady Palmer, Mary McDonald Swindell, Isu Canty, Ruth Ann Brown, Ruth Fowler, Katrina Madison, Pat Hughes, Laura Flashberg, James Small, Dr. Aubrey Hendricks, Ruby Shivers, Sheila Brown Bird, Neil Yoshi, Clinton Miller Jr., Teresa M. Johnson Harrell, Tommy McKenzie, Ricky Joyce, Marlon Mikulski, Monica Sane, Tony McQueen, Kanisha Gillespie, Amira Shabazz, and Mahogany Soul. So those are the people in the VIP lounge tonight, and we welcome you. We welcome those who are listening in, those who are watching us live. Really appreciate that. And that's why we really try to give you some special programming. This month we're celebrating Women's History Month. But again, it's Women's History Month, but it's our story, it's your story. And so we, in this program tonight, we're going to bring you some special things here. I also want to let you know that Mary McDonald Swindell says hello. Hello, Ron. Hello, Terry. Hello, Mary McDonald Swindell. Mary, glad to have you with us this evening. And as always, around this time in the program, we have a segment we call Ron's Poetry. And it's special because it's creative, and we never know what the brothers are going to come up with. So, Ron, my question I ask, as always, what do you have for us tonight?
Well, honestly, first of all, truly, and I say it all the time as my brother here introduced all of those who are in the VIP lounge. And that's so important because, again, not only that it shows that we're doing something right, and we truly respect you and appreciate you as you continue to listen to us as we collaborate in like-mindedness of what society is happening. We're not here to focus on distraction, but we try to lead you from those things, even though they're part of society, okay? So, it's interesting, my brother, when he ever reads something, whatever, and I write something, and I don't know what we may have, but even as he opened up with the introduction or whatnot, and I'm saying, wait a minute, I just wrote something today. But anyway, let's get right into it because time flies and time waits for no one. So there's a couple of things I have, and I want to say that this is important. First, I'd like to start with, first of all, as we know, at least it's been around, and I have a hat here, it's a veteran's hat, right? But there's two things that I want to say in reference to this. Okay, I'm selling these, but I didn't show this to let you know I'm selling them. But there's a point here. 250 years. And I want you to think about it. 250 years. That now the United States and Galway, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of towns have celebrated 250 years with the flag to be excited.
Yes.
But keep in mind, going 50, 60 years back, within that 250 years, we wouldn't be sitting here because all hell was breaking loose on the backs of our brothers and sisters, our family, our ancestors were going through havoc.
That's right.
No matter how you look at it. Being enslaved is not something you want to think or dream or go to sleep on. It's a reminder so that 250 years today, don't get out and celebrate like you're free because the Jubilee, Juneteenth, started, my understanding, in Texas after the Civil War, 1865. But they were celebrating their freedom, although they really wasn't free. But keep in mind, it's not about you glorifying and spending all this money. It's about you coming together, telling your story, reliving the legacy that your ancestors left and died for. Because the scars on their back physically is supposed to be a reminder of the scars in your mind to continue to push forward for a better future. I'm sorry, but let me keep going. I want to say this. Again, we have, just in short, the hymn. I'm not going to read it, but lift every voice and sing. Lift every voice and sing. From this point on, as we say, it's all about you and I. We know this month is celebrated as Women's Month. Now I ask a question, when did this month become, what constitute when our sisters, our ancestors, every single mother, every single female suffer each and every day, then and many now. So what month has this all of a sudden become constitutional, I don't want to say constitutional, have been set aside for Women's Month? But nevertheless, we're not taking that away. We want to appreciate. I also want to read this too. And I want to read this in short because this is a reminder, ties into what my brother was just presenting earlier. Matter of fact, in part of the agenda. Now, let me read this and I'll explain afterwards. This is a daily walk. Our daily walk with the Lord Jesus is part of our duty and responsibility. We are always reminded to answer the call and seek his faith. Early in the morning, as the sun rises and the moment when the fresh of the morning dew air, we are renewed, feeling the vibrant change that takes place as we walk with him. Our prayers are answered, and the Holy Spirit intercedes on our behalf while we journey and amid troubling times, or even just feeling melancholy. But just spending a moment feeling his presence makes it all right. There is nothing like a guaranteed friend by your side, someone who will listen as you learn to listen. So often we seek to hear his voice when we are supposed to remain silent and pray or meditate on his word. But feeling his presence makes it all right. Now, I say that, and yes, for all those who believe and follow Jesus, but also we not and will not, and I'm one, will also say that I also keep in mind in reference to the Prophet Muhammad, okay, those who are of the Islamic faith and who may do both, or Moses, okay, of the Jewish faith. The bottom line is all of them was trying to save their people, run for freedom, but yet they was answering the call, whether it was Moses, the Prophet Muhammad, or Jesus. Nevertheless, it's still the higher power.
That's right. That's right.
I want to read this and then we'll move on. Writing a thesis. Writing a thesis about oneself, exploring who you are and what matters raises the question, does it truly hold significance? Such a thesis can only be written when a person takes the time to engage in self-examination, delving into the meaning of their identity and understanding who created their belief and sense of existence. From the beginning through time, many parts changed before the idea of understanding the self emerged. Who are you? And how do you truly know who you are? The purpose of a thesis is to take the time to explore all aspects, their purpose, and the meaning of their operation or function in a clear and thorough way. When a part is separated, what gives that part or other body parts meaning? And can it be reconstructed to the same form, function, and purpose? How does one understand what they do not comprehend if they haven't taken the time to study its meaning or reason? If anyone still questions a decision today, what is the point of questioning it further without understanding the thoughts and conclusion that confirms it? Does the outcome confirm the decision, or do second doubts lead to a new direction, only to end up right back at the crosswalk where it all began, a circle of confusion? Writing a thesis about yourself, who are you, and what makes someone reinvent their way of thinking without relying on confirmation or avoiding uncertainty? Do you know the truth or the facts? In my last book, The Archaeological Cafe, I explored the discovery of the self, delving into who you truly are and the reason behind why and how you think or act, covering the full process. This is the book you will write someday, the book of you, titled, Who Am I? And My Reasons and Purpose for Being Here. Without directions or corruptions, one can immerse oneself into the true science of anatomy, which becomes the greatest gift to offer the world, enabling others to read the legacy and understand themselves in a world never fully explored. For genuine meaning, listen, think, present, converse, the art of conversation. Now, all that is centered around each, as we always talk, it's about yourself. You can write your own story. Take time to look at who you are from the inside out. Examine every element, every organ inside of your body. I don't care what happens, what you're going through, what you've been through. All of us been through something. But do you take time to understand what are the causes, what are the body, what are the parts, and how to realign? And again, I said in reference to if there was a separation, like many, and I say this out of respect, those who had another heart, somebody else's liver, kidney. But is it the exact same from the original? You see, there's the artificial and there's a substitute. It's one thing. And you can write about that. But it's understanding who you are from the original authenticity of your creator who put you here in one place. And that's what's important. So again, write your book. Write who you are. You look at yourself, you talk about yourself, you go crazy with yourself, you get mad at yourself, and then you take it out on everybody else. But write your book.
Yes. Mary McDowell Swindell said, I always enjoy listening and watching your program. Robert Capistock, Robert is on deck. Also, Queen Ruby Shivers is on deck. And we thank you for giving us your time, because that's really one of the most valuable commodities that we have. You can make more money, but you can't always make more time. And so we thank you for that. And I want to look at some books here. And basically, the first book that I want to show you is a book entitled A Fierce Heart. Find strength, courage, and wisdom in any moment. And this is from Spring Washam. Very interesting book. This is by a meditation and a yoga teacher. Just some good things to help you really explore your mind a little further. And I just want to read just a brief paragraph from the book here to give you some food for thought. She says here, we all go through hardships wherever our journey takes us. Our lives may look different, but we and all our heroes and heroines face difficulties and tests along the road of trials. In every mythical story, there's a moment when the hero feels unprepared to go forward, and yet he or she has to find the strength to keep going. We all reach a point when we believe, I can't overcome this problem. Then we do, and we learn how to meet the challenges after they come. We encounter these places in ourselves that we thought we could never be open to, but now, even when we feel overwhelmed, we stay present with them and we grow. And so again, we grow in our mind. And again, I always say that, to cultivate the mind, you got to do 5 things every day. You got to do some reading, some writing, some talking, some listening, and some viewing. View something that's inspirational. And again, we talk about women who have inspired us, women who have been historical figures, and every so often we talk about this woman. But I have 2 books that really spotlight her to a T. The first book is by the previous author, Spring Washam. And the name of the book is The Spirit of Harriet Tubman, Awakening from the Underground. And again, this is a book where she actually reached out into the spirit of Harriet Tubman and has her guide her through her life and through her trials and tribulations. The last book that I have in the Mind, Body, and Books segment is entitled Moses, When Harriet Tubman Led Her People to Freedom. And this is by Carole Boston Weatherford, illustrated by Kadir Nelson, and beautiful illustrations. As a matter of fact, I want to show you just a beautiful portrait of this lady that we know as Harriet Tubman. Okay, she seems like regular people, but she is powerful in her purpose, powerful in her journey to, as they say, to lead her people. And so recommend these 3 books. I want to go on a little further into our program, and I want us to look at some songs. And this is called the Music is Lit segment. And what we want to do, we want to look at 3 songs. And again, I think you'll find these songs very timely. And again, and the sad thing about it is that these songs were written some time ago. As a matter of fact, these songs are from the 70s, and we're still dealing with some problems. And so again, the first song that I like to recite is a poem is entitled War. And this is a very song popular by Edwin Starr. And this is from 1970. And it says, War, huh, yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing, huh? War, huh, yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again, y'all. War, huh, good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Listen to me now. War, I despise, because it means destruction of innocent lives. War means that brings tears to thousands of mothers' eyes when their sons go off to fight and lose their lives. I said war, huh? Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Just say it again. War. Whoa, huh? Oh, Lord, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Listen to me. It ain't nothing but a heartbreaker. War. Friend only to the undertaker. Oh, war is an enemy to all mankind. The thought of war blows my mind. War has caused unrest within the younger generation, induction, then destruction. Who wants to die? Oh, war. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Say it, say it, say it. War. Yeah, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Listen to me. It ain't nothing but a heartbreaker. War is one friend, that's the undertaker. Or war has shattered many young men's dreams, made them disabled, bitter, and mean. Life is much too precious to spend fighting wars each day. Wars can't give life, they can only take it away. War, Good God, y'all. What is good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. It ain't nothing but a heartbreaker. War, friend only to the undertaker. Friend, peace, love, and understanding. Tell me, is there no place for them today? They say we must fight to keep our freedom, but Lord knows there's got to be a better way. Oh, war. Good God, what is it good for? You tell me nothing. Say it again. Say it. War. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Stand up and shout. Nothing. And that's from Barrett Strong and Norman Whitfield. And that's sung by Edwin Starr. The next song is from one of my favorite poet-songwriters, a gentleman named Curtis Mayfield. And this is from 1971. And it's entitled, We Got to Have Peace. And I think everybody can relate to that. And Curtis writes and sings, we got to have peace to keep the world alive and wars to cease. We got to have joy, true in our hearts with strength we can't destroy. People hear us. Through our voice, the world knows there's no choice. We're begging, save the children, the little ones who just don't understand. Give them a chance to breathe their young and help purify the land. People hear us. People hear us. Through our voice, the world knows there's no choice. And the people in our neighborhood, they would only, if they could, meet and share the other's hand, work together for the good of the land, give us all an equal chance. It'll be such a sweet romance. And the soldiers who are dead and gone, if only they could bring one back, he'd say, we got to have peace to keep the world alive and war to cease. We got to have joy, true in our hearts with strength we can't destroy. People hear us. People hear us. Through our voice, the world knows there's no choice. And the people in our neighborhood, they would, if they only could, meet and shake the other's hand, work together for the good of the land, give us all an equal chance. It could be such a sweet romance. And the soldiers who are dead and gone, if only we could bring back one, he say, we got to have peace. We got to have peace. Let the world know peace, peace, peace. We got to have people hear us. Through our voice, the world knows there's no choice. Save the children. Save the children. Save the children. And the last song that I want to read and share with you is a song we mentioned in the last program. This song has been recorded by many people, namely George Benson, but I really resonate even more with the version by Whitney Houston. It was written for a film about Muhammad Ali, and the film was entitled The Greatest, and this song was from the movie soundtrack, and it's entitled The Greatest Love of All. I'm sure you're familiar with it, but I just want to share it with you, especially in light of Women's Month and knowing that women, we owe a lot to you because you're the one who bring forth the children. And it reads, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let us lead. Let me start this again. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody is searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be. And so I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of leads you to a lonely place, find your strength in love. And that's by Michael Mazur and Linda Creed. Again, a very popular song, very well-known song, and I'm sure a song that you've heard millions of times. But today's agenda is to cultivate your mind. And one way to cultivate your mind is listen to positive music, positive sounds, positive lyrics. And so we share that with you because we want you to understand that you have to find that place within you that keeps you going day in and day out. You know, it's nice to be motivated by others, but the most important motivation is self-motivation. I think that's what this song is about. Again, cultivate your mind, because if you get your mind together, your body's going to come together, your spirit's going to come together. And now we left a lot of time in this program because we wanted to do some special things for you. We want to go into our food for thought segment, and we're going to share some voices from the wall, as we call it. But we want to just to speak to you. And my brother's going to share some things with you. I'm going to share some things with you, and hopefully you'll respond in the comments. We would like that very much.
You know, it's always important. Again, we will repeat, but repeating is never the same as if we're going in a circle. Mm-hmm. Repeating is a reminder of what we forget every second. Every time we blink our eye, something is missing, because when there is a lot of positive information, a lot of storytelling, a lot of conversation, a lot of information sharing. Mm-hmm. We may argue, we may fight. It's always a battle. But the point is, when the storm comes down, what do you see, feel, or believe? Mm-hmm. Where are you going? Mm-hmm. What have you even accomplished? Because all of that is important. Once the storm passed and everything's settled, then too many sit around and say, well, what are we going to do now? No, it's not about what are we going to do. You get up. Move forward, do something, crawl, stand, anything, run, whatever it takes. Mm-hmm. As it was shared earlier with Harriet Tubman. Mm-hmm. You heard, you know the story, but do you really get into understanding what she been through? And every single woman during that era before her, and even up until now. Mm-hmm. You see, the whole thing, this is Women's Month, but this is not Women's Month to just celebrate a happy birthday. This is Women's Month to celebrate all the accomplishments that one has done. Even the ones behind the voices, behind in the shadows you don't see. But they're out there. They're doing something. They're creating something. They're making something. The bottom line is the reason why so many don't know, because you don't touch bases. You don't have storytelling. Mm-hmm. If you know somebody in the hospital, you visit somebody at home, do you take 5 minutes to have a storytelling to remember? Listen to their story. Mm-hmm. Because without their story, we don't have a story. It's because of them that we are here, and we talk about the mothers, the women. You see, those who have forgotten or those who haven't learned, but it's up to the men and women, all the adults, to share something as a reminder.
Yeah, again, I see here Dina Robinson has checked in. She said, hello, Terry and Ron. I'm on deck. Welcome aboard, Dina. Really always good to hear from you. And again, as we continue in the program, understand that, you know, it's so funny because you have Black History Month, you have Women's History Month, you have Father's Day, you have Mother's Day, as if you could take one day and celebrate all the things that mothers and fathers and Black history and women's history can encompass. And so we might say Black History Month or Women's History Month or Father's Day or Mother's Day, but we know that we celebrate our mothers and fathers every single day. You know, we celebrate ourselves every single day. I say that we really need to find joy within ourselves every single day because, again, we can't wait for one day to really feel special. We want to feel special every day because that's what's going to help us get through these hard times. And we're dealing with some hard times right now because we're dealing with people who don't share our values. I always thought that it wasn't good to be greedy. It wasn't good to have more than you needed for yourself and family and not share with others. But it seems that there are some people who don't believe that. And they have poisoned the earth. They have poisoned our national spirit. And we got to fight against that. And we all don't have to be out there on the protest lines, but within ourselves, within our minds, we got to stay positive and share that positivity with each other.
You know, before there was a penny, you know, there were culture, and they survived off the land, the natural inheritance of creation, the land they found, whether it's African Americans from Africa, from Africans from Africa, Native Indians, Asian China, no matter how you look at it, everything we needed was in the earth, not in the hands of man's creation. Although the development of what came from the earth is one thing, but see, what came also was the evil darkness of the mindset of those who want to do something to hurt somebody else.
That's right.
What you have today, especially in the food and this and that and the other, is a combination between your president, who's trying to establish all of his glory, you see, but fail to realize it doesn't do any good. Or those who in the food, you know, everything is processed. You know, God asked King Solomon, what do he mostly desire? He just said wisdom, because he wanted to teach his people.
That's right.
Just wisdom. But God gave him everything. He allowed him to have everything else to the point where it became useless. So even here now with Trump and everybody else, you get all the money you want, but it's useless if you don't have anybody or anywheres or anything to spend it on. What good is it? If there's no food, there's no cultural things or whatever the case may be, what good is money? You can't eat it. Although some may swallow trying to say it, but then you're dying. But the point is, as we always read, and the brother read earlier, it's about health and wellness. Health and wellness come from living your life and living it to the best.
That's right. That's right.
Having what God has given all of us. Because the love of money, God never said you can't have it. He said the love of money is the root of all evil, and that's what you have today. Too many trying to get that dollar. And I find more money on the street than many have in their pocket because you're throwing it away instead of taking those pennies and cultivating the earth. Plant some flowers and trees or whatever case may be. It's there. And just in short, my brother and I know many of y'all, if not all of y'all, will you know, go back and look at when we used to eat the hot dogs and pork and beans and hormones and chitlins and fat
all
bag,
that kind of stuff,
all that pork stuff and everything. But we never got sick. Today, you eat that exact same stuff, and all of a sudden you're killing over, run to the doctor. Doctor says, try this and try that, and everything you try has 5 side effects. Instead of going back to find out what did you eat that you shouldn't have ate, but it was bad or whatever. But even at that time, we didn't worry about meat that was in the refrigerator with mold on. We wiped that off. I'm be honest with you, we wiped it off and ate the other parts.
That's right.
But the fact is, we're here today.
And it seems like the longer that we live on this planet as human beings, the more ways we figure out how to mess things up, you know. And that's why, you know, we really try to stay positive and bring you positive thoughts, positive action, positive music, positive poetry, because again, we can drown in negativity, but we on this program we push beyond happiness. We want to give you joy.
And you know, I want to go back a step because as my brother mentioned in reference to, you have Black History Month, you have Father's Day, Mother's Day, Women's Month, this and that. Yeah. But where is the family day? Where is the family culture? And matter of fact, I said I was going to change, and it came back to my mind as my brother was speaking, is that we're going to change all of that. This is Black heritage culture. We need to go back to celebrate our culture. Who are we?
That's right.
Where do we come from? What are we doing now? You can't go any place unless you understand where you're at now. And where you're at now, you need to know where you came from. But if you don't know where you come from because you're not paying attention now, you don't have a future. The only future that you're going to have is being enslaved again mentally, physically, and with all the technology. AI is taking over. You see, now you're sitting around because AI going to be talking for you, leading you, tell you what you can and cannot do. You can be isolated. So now is the time to come out, to raise your voice, to lift every voice, to come together, cultivate, whatever the case may be. Everybody has a gift and talent. They took all the arts and crafts out of the schools, sewing, what they used to call it, the home economics.
Yeah.
That's right. They took it out. It's all about the design to control mankind today. But yet and still, our ancestors had blueprints, prints, it had everything in the hair. Women, you need to go back to designing an outcome of freedom in your hair. Stop, and I'm gonna be honest with you. You can get mad at me if you want. Stop putting everybody else's stuff in your head and you don't know the design or how it's wrapped or this and that and the other. But look at the roadmap that your ancestors did. This is Women's Month. We're going to celebrate women. Let's look at all women on all levels, from those who went through, those who haven't heard about, those who made a difference, to the point of what I'm getting ready to read in a minute when my brother comes back, is the fact that women in leadership.
Yes.
But they're going to stop talking about women in leadership unless you understand who you're leading, what you're leading, where you're going, where you come from, because it's a collaboration of both sides. One side can't do anything by itself. Two hands is better than one. And I'm be honest with you. Yes, we respect all women because I have daughters, granddaughters, mothers, sisters, aunts, sisters, whatever case it be. But the bottom line is, you see, you can't cook, clean, wash, and do this and that and the other with one hand. You see what I'm saying? You can't do it. So it's about the respect. And I'm talking about to the brother, but right now it's talking about recognizing and giving credit to every single woman, every female, every lady, every child, you know, under the sun, to lift them up. We're here to lift you up because we are the foundation, you are the building, and vice versa. We got to and we have to work together.
Yeah, we do. And on that note, I want to go to the wall in the back of me. And I want to play this soundbite. This is from Dr. Maya Angelou.
Life doesn't frighten me. I wrote this poem for all children who whistle in the dark and who refuse to admit that they're frightened out of their wits. Shadows on the wall, noises down the hall. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Bad dogs barking loud, big ghosts in a cloud, that doesn't frighten me at all. Mean old Mother Goose, lions on the loose, they don't frighten me at all. Dragons breathing flame on my counterpane, that doesn't frighten me at all. I go boo, make them shoot. I make fun, way they run. I won't cry, so they fly. I just smile, and they go wild. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Tough guys in a fight, all alone at night. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Panthers in the park, strangers in the dark, no. They don't frighten me at all. That new classroom where boys all pull my hair, they don't frighten me at all. Kissy little girls with their hair in curls, they don't frighten me at all. Don't show me frogs and snakes and listen for my screams. If I'm afraid at all, it's only in my dreams. I have got a magic charm that I keep up my sleeve. I can walk the ocean floor and never have to breathe. Life doesn't frighten me at all, not at all, not at all. Life doesn't frighten me at all.
Dr. Maya Angelou, life doesn't frighten me at all. And even if it does, I'm going to act like it don't.
It didn't bother Harriet Tubman.
No, it didn't.
She sure did. She said, I'm going to be free.
That's right.
You know, she took her Heavenly Father with her, guided angels, the Spirit in her, the joy and peace, the confidence without the fear. But she was determined, I'm going to be free.
That's right. That's right.
So yes, it doesn't frighten me at all. But it's up to you to know that, to understand it, and continue to build yourself on that.
That's right. That's right.
I want to read this. Women in leadership. Created from the rib of a man into a beautiful garden full of springtime renewal, stimulating the mind, body, and soul. She is a woman with a story in her heart, one to be shared. Women in leadership must vow to honor the legacy of untold ancestral stories. A righteous woman never sacrificed her mind or her integrity for the sake of appearance. Mary, Martha, Hannah also followed this path with unwavering resolve, giving to the least among us. She was crowned like Queen Esther and Queen Sheba, never doubting her ability to lead and conquer, challenging the barbaric attitudes of those who believed they could gain control through her leadership. Born without a silver spoon, but armed with the wisdom of education. She was young and open to the right to learn, be heard, and be recognized. A woman's strength lies in her ability to endure and overcome complex challenges, to choose her battles, and to change course from any position that benefits her people. Like Harriet Tubman, Ida B. Wells, Fannie Mae Lou Hamer, Mary Overton White, and Coretta Scott King, she has no weakness in her veins that prevents her from changing course. Shirley Jackson, Dorothy L. Heights, Claudette Corbin, Sojourner Truth, Lanier Hurd, Julia Wheeler Taylor, Nick Giovanni, and Daisy Bates breaks barriers, marching for and with the King of Glory, beside the King who died for civil rights, to tell their story. Many unarmed, many unnamed fighters, many unknown chariots, many fought and they died, trying to save souls. In wars on battlefields not their own, they fight against those who seek to take their freedom away. Silent pain, silent scars are the legacy written across the heart, a reminder that the war was never theirs, but the freedom they were born to carry on. Women in leadership positions do not forget their way home. Countless others beyond measure can be counted, but the spirit of their souls whispers strong words of wisdom. They are freedom fighters. Strong women carry no attitude, bitterness, or vengeance towards others, not even towards their own, but rise to their own glory. She is a sister in leadership who inspires others to reach back and lift them up. Deborah fought a war she was not called to fight, yet felt compelled to save her own. A strong mother is a mother of many. Nature is her garden of life. Nature is her garden of life, even as my brother mentioned earlier. Okay, in the mind. You are, no matter how you look at it, cultivate it, recognize, lift each other up, brothers and sisters, no matter how you look at it. And that's what's important.
Yes, cultivate your mind. I want to go to another soundbite. And this one is from Nikki Giovanni.
Living entity, which means that it must expand its wings. You know, it must fly. I used to dream militant dreams of taking over America to show these white folks how it should be done. I used to dream radical dreams of blowing everyone away with my perceptive powers of correct analysis. I even used to think I'd be the one to stop the riot and negotiate the peace. Then I awoke and dug that if I dreamed natural dreams of being a natural woman, doing what a woman does when she is natural, I would have a revolution. Poetry is a living entity.
As Nikki Giovanni, being a natural woman. So again, voices from the wall. So we try to every so often have you hear the voices of the people on the walls. I mean, it's nice to read their poetry, and that's what they left behind for us. But it's even better to hear their own voices. So that was Nikki Giovanni.
You know, just in short, you know, I want to say one piece for last, but just to have a short dialogue, because, you know, we are reminded constantly each and every day. And too many is focused on the distraction as opposed to focusing on freedom. Freedom doesn't come by itself. Freedom comes collectively. The air you breathe shows you freedom. Right. The pathway you walk shows you freedom. The sky shows you freedom. The sun, the moon, the stars, the universe shows you freedom. But are you following it? You know, are you paying attention to where it's leading you? No. Unfortunately, you worried about the darkness that's all around you. The darkness that's around you is the distraction. And that's the whole point of pulling you into its circle of nowheres. You see, the galaxy has a dark hole in it. As one scientist claimed he knows what created, you don't know. The only thing you know is the fact that you're starting to scream because now you're caught up in distraction. A storm is coming. We read that. We talked about it. And society, this country, is telling you a storm is present. Look at the wars all around. You see, there's wars in that country, this country, other country, all around. And you focus on that instead of focusing on preparation of your freedom. And the only way you will have that freedom is collectively coming together, to join together, to band together. That's what's important.
Yeah. And again, we cannot stress the courage of women. And the last soundbite that I want to share with you is one of my favorites, and this is from Alice Walker.
Hope is a woman who has lost her fear. For Sundas Shekhar Saleh, Iraqi mother, with my love. In our despair that justice is slow, we sit with heads bowed, wondering how, even whether, we will ever be healed. Perhaps it is a question only the ravaged, the violated seriously ask. And is that not now almost all of us? But hope is on the way. As usual, hope is a woman herding her children around her, all she retains of who she was. As usual, except for her kids, she has lost almost everything. Hope is a woman who has lost her fear, along with her home, her employment, her parents, her olive trees, her grapes, the peace of independence, the reassuring noises of ordinary neighbors. Hope rises. She always does. Did we fail to notice this in all the stories they've tried to suppress? Hope rises, and she puts on her same unfashionable threadbare cloak, and penniless she flings herself against the cold, polished, protective chainmail of the very powerful, the very rich. Chainmail that mimics suspiciously silver coins and lizard scales. And all she has to fight with is the reality of what was done to her country, her people, her children, her home. All she has as armor is what she has learned must never be done, not in the name of war, and especially never in the name of peace. Hope is always the teacher with the toughest homework. Our assignment, to grasp what has never been breathed in our stolen empire on the hill. Without justice, we will never be healed.
So, hope is a woman who has lost her fear. That's from Alice Walker. So again, voices from the wall. We heard Maya Angelou we heard Nikki Giovanni, and we heard Alice Walker. And so again, we're going to continue with our special program for Women's History Month, and we encourage you to join us.
You know, it's interesting because I read a couple of pieces centered around that they themselves express even long before I have written anything, because they're poets, they're mothers, they're sisters. They experience things that I cannot begin to imagine, but the fact that I listen and learn and observe from the women in my family as well as those in the neighborhood. And that's what's important. We must learn from each other's pain, struggle, uprise, lifting up, gifts, and talent. And that's what's important. Every single one has something to offer. All the women out there, as of this month, you have something to offer. Don't ever stop talking about, well, I can't teach you nothing. No, you can teach a man, a brother, the son, your daughter, whoever. So it's about continuing to pass it on.
And so we come to the last 10 minutes of the program, which I just find amazing that time goes so quickly. But again, Mary McDonald Swindell, Robert Cabbage-Stalk, Dina Robinson, thank you. Dina Robinson says, these women were awesome. Thank you for sharing, Terry, and thank you, Ron. And Dina, thank you. Thank you for being with us from day one, and we thank you for the encouragement that you continue to give us.
You know, and that's what's important, the encouragement. You know, I was listening to something earlier, not to get into details, but trying to give a synopsis of it. Mm-hmm. And on one of these podcasts was talking about, you know, how women go to church and all you see is women, okay? That's understandable, but there's no men there. Mm-hmm. Well, the question would be for one to get into why. How come? Mm-hmm. So we're not looking at the battlefield, but we're looking at the battlefield of the mind. You know, Dr. Joyce Myers talks about the battlefield of the mind. That's right. You know, what are you thinking? How do you feel? What are you expressing? What are the scars you have that you cannot heal those scars if you just have the art of conversation with somebody? That's right. It's not about, and I'm be honest, it's not about women just conversing with women. Talk to the brothers, talk to the men so they can understand what you're feeling, because you want the brothers and men to talk to you, but you can't have a family if we stay divided. That's right. You know, February is Black History Month. That says collectively. March is Women's Month. Now, a couple months away, it'd be Father's Month. And it seems like with Father's Month come around, all of a sudden everything just kind of die out and fade out. But it should be an uplift just like Juneteenth. You see, that's the whole point of coming back to Black heritage culture. We should be celebrating on a regular basis, continuing to celebrate. Carter G. Woodson put something together when it was a day to a week to a month. That's right. But all of a sudden everything stopped. Except the scars, the pain, and the storm. That didn't stop. You know, if many stop complaining about the weather, the storm, the snow, the this and that and the other, and start cultivating the conversation among your neighbors, you're not shut in unless you shut yourself in. You see, have a conversation instead of calling up and gossiping. Call up and tell a story. Learn something. Teach something. Do you have a book? That's what we do here. You know, brother have all kind of books. We had a program in the library. You see, and we said all the time, you got books at home. Tell the story. What did you learn? What did you know? Pass it on, because the kids don't have a future if they don't listen to the story in the present. That's why they call it the present, for us to exchange yesterday, today, for tomorrow.
That's right. Again, it's the present, okay? Yesterday is gone, tomorrow is not promised, but we have the present. And my brother's going to take us out with one of his poems.
This is the beacon of life. The beacon of life connects us to the universe without leaving the ground beneath our feet. Our journey is to walk along the edge of misty desires, a time to grow and to cherish each hour. An emerging flame spreads across the memories with charms as the warmth never seems to extinguish the longing to hold on to hope for brighter days ahead. The internal soul surrendered to the voices seeking comfort as the echoes of peace, love, unity, and harmony moves across the plains, and serenity whispers time gently speaks softly, yet eloquently fading into the atmosphere. Looking into life's eye, where romance pulled one closer and deeper into a forgetful moment to recall the journey it took to reach peaks higher than Mount Everest. Standing near an earth-shattering vault, merging the two into one without any regrets for loving you in the moment we met. We hike across different terrains over uneven slopes, but our ability to stay balanced remains strong through our faith. Our soul continues to overcome pain like a woven pattern, part of one's design, untouched. Our cross to bear is rooted deep within the universe, far beyond the galaxy. Life is like the starry skies with no limits, pure pleasure that unfolds each time a heart blooms, pumping with the strength to withstand distraction and hold back from achieving greater goals, rising higher than ever before. We stand firm to fulfill a master's promise without doubt, worries, or fear, crossing the threshold to the other side, jumping through hoops and skipping like a double Dutch dance. The child within gleams with joy. Time forgets when it started, only to seek another chance to feel that pleasure and rise again. The game we played, the games we never forget, reminds us that the child within is the inner sense of innocence we carry to our final days. The door that will cross us over to heavenly plains. The joy that comes into the morning reminds us never to stop living for today, even if the moment may fade. You know, it's so important to understand that's all we have is the moment. Let it not fade away, because we don't know when that next blink of an eye, that twinkling of an eye, once something happens, something has happened. Good, bad, or indifferent. And the most, too much of a regret always comes if I shoulda, woulda, coulda, had not known. Why did something happen to him or her or my child, whatever. Age has no number. Because the moment from a stillborn to somebody who lives over 100, what's important for us is to remember the legacy of those who are here and the time we had to spend with each other. Let us continue to come together and fight together and lift each and every voice and sing until heaven rings. Harmony. That's all we have. So once again, with all of that, never forget who we are, because we're here to listen to you, because you inspire us. With that, enjoy, be safe, and we'll talk to you and see you and pray for you for another day.
This has been Poetically Speaking with yours truly, Cherry Benjamin, Ronald and McCray. The place for the spoken word every Thursday from 6 to 7 and Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. Good night.